Last week on Sailing Adrift.
Woohoo!
We got the paint sprayer to work and successfully painted the salon.
Well, this is all going to be a giant set of dominoes. One thing that we do is going to lead into the next, and then the next, and the next. And the thing that we need to do next is finish all of the installed wood. Because if we do that, we can start putting all the pieces together. And most of those pieces are ready to go. Look at that. It's shiny. Figured I'd spare you all the boring part where I finish this because it feels like that's all I've been doing lately. But that looks pretty good. But we're not done yet because we want it to be satin like that. Next step, sanding, and then we'll apply the varnish. Starting to come together.
We finished off all the wood. Everything is now mostly varnished and ready for permanent installation.
Did you bring all of them?
What? So some of these have gotten scuffed. I think we're gonna have to do a final sand and one layer of varnish. We're starting with this one, P9A, not to be confused with P90X.
Fold and you screw?
No. I want you to hand me screws in the next piece.
So would it be P8A then? What are you looking for?
Yes, so far, just like every other project, this was not going as expected.
Why is that pulling out?
Eventually, we found our rhythm. We decided to install some repurposed cleats as handles for when we're underway.
Penis.
Now that those are in, time for the starboard side slats.
Okay.
You know those times where you're working on a project and you need a tool and you know you have that tool, but you can't find it because it grew legs and walked off?
I don't know. I remember seeing it when Justin was here. I looked in all the spots.
Check out who we found 2 days later. Anyway, back to work.
Where is number SB6? It's missing. That's SB5.
I don't know if SB6 got up here.
I thought it was longer than that.
That's what she said.
Alright, we can do a couple more. Let's see how far we'll get. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Give me your tears. Go! My little buttercup, sweet little buttercup, I love you. Done.
I'm not sure what that was.
It was a song I made up.
Yeah.
It didn't exist before, I'm sure. We're done with this. What's next?
The cabinet doors.
Y'all ready for this?
It's a little hip shaking. That looks sharp.
Don't touch yourself. You know what, Kelly? This is all fine and good, but I really just want to finish this up and sail away into the sunset.
Okay. We can do that as long as it's not a Friday.
That's a good point. We don't want to tempt fate. We're already renaming our boat. What's the boat name going to be? We're not telling you yet. There. All right, let's see if this can fulfill the needs of the whole. Yeah, definitely. There. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Doing, 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 doing. Boom, boom.
Down to the last piece on the starboard side.
I will install this super cool, custom made prototype slide door. This is the problem with building out boats. Everything is kind of custom made, so you don't get to test its flaws before you start using it.
Sweet. That's nice.
It's weird. Look at the variance of this. Like these kind of all go together, but then this and this goes together, and this goes with these, and that goes with these.
Mm-hmm.
There's like two different kinds of moments. Now we're back to this side. Okay, your job is to apply Slideys TM by Mohawk with a Q-tip on the inside of these rails.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some Q-tips.
There's two right here.
Oh, look at you!
So the question is, do we have to install these all as one giant piece? Or can we install them kind of funky? Did you move those up real well?
Yep.
That seems clear. These are great.
Yeah, they look really nice.
I just like how smooth the action is. Access.
Yeah, huh?
Access. And closed.
Sweet.
These actually turned out excellent. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
That's awesome.
Nice and smooth action too.
Mm-hmm.
Down in the basement this morning, putting some epoxy on some boards, and then I'm gonna sand them. These are all the trim pieces for the salon and some in the V-berth. So I'm gonna sand these guys up, and then they'll be ready for 3 coats of varnish. Everything is all sanded and we are ready for the varnish. After 3 coats of varnish, these trim pieces are also ready to be installed.
Just installing the little trim pieces to really kind of clean everything up. Those guys should look pretty good when we're done. Just covering up some screws and stuff. Also the floor trim coming along here nicely. Over here, this one has even more supports because it's longer. But everything seems to be working great. Installed this little cubby box and this door and handle. Got the electrical installed, fan and light. Those are all tested and working. It is nice when you get towards the end of a project like this section of the boat, and you get to actually see results, so like a finished product. It's all pretty.
Yeah, one day that will be us.
What is this I'm making? This is going to be the head door. Oh, I'm getting a little erratic here at the bottom. You know, a basic head door. Pretty happy with the design based on everything else we're doing. On the inside it'll be painted and, you know, bathroomy. And on the outside it'll be a bunch of these. They're gonna go on like this. Ooh, it's hard to do with one hand. So I'm gonna finish this up. Basically gluing a big long set of these. They should look real nice all together. There it is, all glued up. Looks like a barn door, but after this is all set, we'll sand it smooth and then finish it, and it should look gorgeous. You can never have too many clamps. I wish I had like 2 more of these. Cutting the side panels to fit. This was a trick. So what I did was I just took a pin and I stabbed it through a piece of wood at the 1/2 inch mark, which is the lip that we're giving all this. And just keep going back and forth. And then it might mark it farther away from the edge, but it will never mark it closer than 1/2 inch as long as you don't screw it up. And then you got that. It's a perfect little mark to be able to cut it at. We've got all our marks, now we'll be able to cut that. Let's flip this sucker over. I haven't seen it since I cut the edges. Knock on wood, so far this one is very, very flat. There is a little contour to the closet door that I've been trying to work out, so we got to make sure that we're not leaving this anywhere where it can develop a bit of a warp, because that would suck. Okay, see if I can do this one-handed. Give this a quick test fit. Don't fall out. It's quite frankly fits perfectly.
Okay, I've been putting this off long enough. Time to learn the art of sewing.
Okay, I think we've made a decision.
I have been so intimidated by the idea of doing our own upholstery. So I decided to start small and have my mom teach me how to make a pillowcase. A few explicatives and a glass of wine later, I had successfully created 2 custom pillowcases, each with 3 totally useless buttons. Look how these turned out. I can do this now. I can sew anything.
You're a seamstress.
Yeah, basically, professional. Meanwhile, back at the ranch,
There's one more surprise. This thing still hasn't been installed. That's up next. Stay tuned.
well, this guy sure is cute, but what does he do? Tune in next week to find out and see our total transformation of the salon. Hey you, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to keep following along, become a subscriber. Just hit that subscribe button below. And special thanks to our patron crew. We really appreciate your support.
Perfect.
I haven't been doing anything.
Ah, lazy.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
I've held back a lot.
I only killed one person. I could have killed 17. Like a freaking chimpanzee. Tonight's the premiere of Wheel of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a wheelhead?